All right, let's talk about AI projects. They're famous for failing, right? But probably not for the reasons you're thinking. Over the next 5 minutes or so, we're going to walk through a really solid framework to de-risk your project. And we're going to do it by nailing the most critical and honestly the most overlooked first step, the business understanding phase. So you're kicking off an AI project. That's awesome. It's an exciting time for sure. But, and this is a big but, it's a journey that's absolutely filled with potential traps. And here's the kind of brutal truth. A lot of AI projects, they're doomed to fail before anyone even writes a single line of code. But here's the good news, and it's really good news. These failures are almost always avoidable. Let's dig into why they happen, and more importantly, how you can sidestep them completely. Which brings us to what I like to call the AI project minefield. I mean, just picture it. A landscape totally littered with expensive, super well-intentioned projects that, in the end, just went nowhere. Okay, but here's the really interesting part. The problem? It's almost never the technology. The tech we have today it's incredible. No, the real issue is jumping in without a solid framework, without a clear plan of attack. And that framework, it all starts with asking the right questions. And let me be super clear here. This is not optional. This is the single most critical step you can take to de-risk your entire project. So let's jump right in. Question number 1. What is the actual, tangible business goal here? I'm not talking about the AI goal. I mean the business objective. Okay, next up, you've got to challenge your own assumptions. Does this goal really need a cognitive solution? A system that actually learns and adapts? Or are you just reaching for the shiniest new toy in the box? Which naturally leads to this crucial follow-up. Is there a better, simpler, non-AI way to do this? Seriously, could a better internal process or maybe just a simple script get you, say, 80% of the way there for like 10% of the effort? And finally, and this one gets missed all the time, who are you really trying to satisfy? Is this for your customers, your employees, or, be honest, are you just trying to make the boss happy? Because that answer, it changes everything about your approach. So once you've really hammered out your why, it's time to figure out the how. But listen, not all tests are the same. This is where we talk about prioritizing a real-world pilot, not just a simple proof of concept. And you've got to understand the difference here. It's huge. A proof of concept, or a POC, that's a lab experiment. It proves something can work, in a perfect, sterile environment. A pilot, on the other hand, proves it does work in the messy, chaotic reality of your actual business with real data and real people. And here's why that distinction is absolutely everything. The source material for this explainer puts it bluntly. AI that's confined to a lab does not provide return and often fails. I mean, success in a lab is totally meaningless if your model can't survive out in the wild. Always, always aim for a pilot. Okay, so you've defined your objective. You're all in on a real-world pilot. So where do you start? The answer is simple. Find the quickest wins. The whole idea here is simple, but it's so powerful. You want to find the smallest possible project that gives you the most immediate return on investment. The mantra is start small to win fast. That's how you build momentum and earn the trust you'll need for the bigger, tougher challenges down the road. And this path right here shows you exactly how to build that momentum. You start with those short-term wins. Think tools that help your team, like augmented intelligence or simple chatbots. Success there basically pays for your ticket to the next level, medium-term stuff, like predictive analytics. And only after you've proven real value again and again, do you even think about taking on the long-term moonshots, like fully autonomous systems. Now, you want to know the modern cheat code for all this? It's generative AI. For all those common tasks, chatbots, summarizing text, recognizing images, you don't have to build from scratch anymore. No way. Foundation models give you this massive head start, and that just dramatically cuts down the time it takes to get to that all-important first quick win. Which brings us back to a really fundamental question. Before you go all in on AI, you have to be brutally honest with yourself.
Could a simpler alternative work just as well or maybe even better?
Think of this table as your sanity check. For pretty much every common AI pattern, there's a simpler, non-cognitive alternative. Before you pour resources into a complex conversational AI, have you really maxed out what a good old FAQ page can do? Before you spend a fortune on predictive analytics, are you absolutely sure that traditional business intelligence tools can't get you the answer you need?
So what is the core difference then? Well, it's pretty simple. Automation is for repetitive tasks where you can write down the rules. Think, sending a standard email or data entry. AI is for when you can't write the rules, when the system has to learn from the data itself, things like figuring out customer sentiment or spotting complex fraud patterns.
Okay, we've come a long way. We've asked the hard questions, we've planned our pilot, we've considered the alternatives. And now we're at the final gate, the go/no-go decision. To get the green light, you have to pass one last test. Your project has to be feasible across 3 totally distinct areas. 1, the business case. 2, your data. And 3, your ability to actually build and execute it.
Just remember that number, 3. Think of it like 3 traffic lights. Your project needs a green light on all 3 to move forward. If even one of those is red, you stop. You go back and you reevaluate. Period.
So this is it. Your final check. Is the business case solid? Go. Is your data ready, clean, and accessible? Go. And do you have the tech and the team to actually get it done? Go. Only when you have those 3 green lights can you really move forward with confidence. So now it's your turn. It's time to put your own AI project under this microscope. Using this framework, is it really, truly a go? Or is it just another well-intentioned project that's destined to end up in that minefield?